Welcome to day 31 of the 300 movie challenge. Today we watched the highest grossing film of December 1996, which was Jerry Maguire. Overall, I did kind of like it.
I I have like some things that I like. I'm basically kind of split, leaning towards overall liking it, but there's some weird things about it.
There are weird things, but
Yeah.
overall, it was good to watch.
I'd
at
say
least.
it was overall enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also agree. Where we kind of went into this just knowing that it was a rom-com and it had something to do about sports, and it definitely went past what my expectations were going to be.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which the rom-com, like the romantic couple, also did not go the typical way I thought it was going to go either.
Yeah, like the couple. I want to both like praise and like hate on at the same time.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I feel
there's
kind of
still-
mixed about them.
Because I feel like there's still a lot of things wrong, but then at the same time, I'm happy they didn't portray them as like a typical rom-com
Okay,
couple
so-
either.
Here's the thing, like the whole like, oh, we're getting married, I didn't really mean it, we're breaking up like immediately, like that whole thing did not feel like right.
No.
I didn't like any
Yeah,
of
it was
that.
weird. It was
But the actual like beginning of the relationship and them actually kind of like, getting close and it kind of taking a while, them not really knowing what was going on and that kind of stuff, I liked that.
Yeah.
Because like, this is one person's experience, but like that's kind of what happens. Like you kind of don't really know what's going on at first and you're like, do I love this person? I think so, maybe? Like, I don't know. It's weird and like you don't really know what to do. And like, so I felt that was kind of a realistic thing, whereas like so many things I see are all like, oh, love at first sight, obviously he's the one immediately, and they like, immediately change their life completely, and it's like, that doesn't really happen.
No.
So
Yeah.
like
No.
that part of it I like, but then it's like, it immediately kind of devolves. Well, it doesn't devolve, but just, the whole... I guess the problem that I have is that, like, is the whole marriage thing, where it's like, they thought that marriage would fix the problem,
Yeah.
right?
it was weird.
Yeah, and like, the thing is, like, at least my take on this kind of, on that is that, like, marriage should never be the goal. It should be a step toward the goal, right?
Yeah.
And the
I
goal
agree.
is being in a, wonderful relationship with someone you want to spend your time with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, because I feel like a lot of people, they think of, once you get married, then you don't have to try anymore.
Which is
Right.
where a
Untrue.
lot of problems arise
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah.
With
So-
that perception.
Again, it's kind of like it was doing well in the lead up to that, but then it stopped, and then it like, brought in the I don't know. That said, I like the relationship between the football player and his wife.
Yeah, that
they're
was
really cute.
Yeah, they're kind of like obnoxiously cute, but like, I probably am too, so like, whatever.
Yeah, I like
The
them.
children
They were
in
cute.
this film were also adorable too.
Oh, yeah, they're
Yeah,
pretty
I like the
entertaining.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess like, well, okay, I know we said when we were talking about Primal Fear, that the thing was about like, did the guy win like best supporting actor or whatever? And I said, another guy from a film we're already watching did, and so the football player, he won the best supporting actor Academy Award.
Oh, I see.
And so
That is well deserved.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
my favorite character in this movie.
Yeah.
Because you
I agree with
understood, kind of, like, he wasn't a perfect guy or whatever, but you understood why he was the way he was, and he was at least, like, enjoyable to see, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um,
he's very nuanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, I do feel like almost everyone in this movie is, like, kind of weird.
Yeah,
Like, I
everyone's
don't-
like really eccentric and
Yeah, and it's like
odd.
for the football player, I think it works, but for like for Jerry and I forgot
Yeah,
her
sometimes
name,
for Jerry, for
Jerry
his
and
thing,
and the wife, like they just got weird in like not a good way sometimes.
yeah, sometimes it just got really awkward.
Yeah.
The wife is really, really awkward.
Yeah, the wife is really, really awkward, and then Jerry himself, you don't really know why, because
He's
like
kind
the
of
football
off
player-
sometimes.
the
And I
football
don't
player,
know.
you know why he's the way he is. You can kind of figure that out and stuff. But with Jerry, you don't really know why he's the way he is.
No?
I mean, at the same time, though, it's like, do you know why normal people who you know, like regular actual people, are the way they are? So,
Well,
I don't know. But
Yeah,
again, at the
but-
same time, it's a movie, right? And so it's like, you know.
yeah.
But, yeah, but Jerry, just sometimes Jerry would, like, do or say something, and I'm just like, what? Why did he do that? Like,
Yeah,
there's, you know.
exactly.
So,
Sometimes I would think if he's just drunk most of the time.
I mean, he was for a bit of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, I overall enjoyed it, but there was some weird things to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
one
know.
thing, this is a really minor thing that I don't think either of you thought of, but it was one thing that of course I noticed, but the dog in the beginning was never, they just showed like one or two scenes with the dog, and then the dog was never brought up or mentioned ever again.
Well, maybe that's because the dog wasn't important, and you just want to believe it's important because it's a dog.
No, but- or something, because the fish had importance and stuff. But
Oh my gosh. Are you jealous of the fish?
The
You're like,
fish
no,
part
the
was
dog
really
should have been
weird.
important, not the fish.
we were hoping he wouldn't kill the fish when he was shaking the bag, but the fact that they threw the dog in there, but they didn't really, the dog didn't really need to be there, is what I'm saying.
Oh my
Like
god,
the
wait.
two friends.
I love your reaction when you were like, oh, a dog! And then immediately goes to, like, sex, and you're just like, ugh. Like, it's just such a fast shift. That was
I'm
really
assuming
funny.
the dog was like the ex-fiance's dog,
Yeah,
perhaps?
Probably,
it was.
but I feel like they didn't really need to put the scene with the dog if they weren't going to expand on why the dog was there.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
I mean, that's just a minor thing that that probably does not, it doesn't take away anything from the film, but
No, it
that's
doesn't.
just something I wanted to bring up.
A funny tidbit.
Yeah.
Another thing that kind of annoyed me is that, like, the soundtrack of the film, a lot of it was, like, country that was, like... It was, like, describing the scene, like, way too exact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it
that's
was,
true.
like, I kind of
Yeah.
mentioned this, actually, like, way back in The Lion King, where it was almost like the song, like, spells it out in the most obvious way.
Yeah.
And, like, this is kind of a similar... But at least, like, for Lion King, I'd say overall, the music was still, like, pretty good. But here, like, the music was just kind of annoying a lot of the time, so...
Yeah.
But...
They didn't need. Yeah, I remember because we watched this with like subtitles, and some of the lyrics I was just like, isn't that exactly what's happening right now?
Yeah.
So weird.
Especially when they were at the restaurant and everything too.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, really?
I think I like actually laughed when I saw the subtitles for that.
Yeah, I mean, again, the thing is, like, well, it's a fine movie. I don't really know who to recommend this to, though. You know,
No.
like,
Who to recommend it to? I don't know. I guess like sports enthusiasts. I don't know.
Not really, though. I feel like
Yeah,
they'd,
it's not-
I feel like they'd be turned off by the romantic stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not really that much of a sport movie.
No,
No,
it's
But
like,
but
it's
it's
like, a
like
setup.
not that much of a romance either.
No, yeah, you're kind of right. I don't know.
It's kind of trying to be both. It's weird.
But
Yeah.
the thing is that I like how this movie did whatever it did rather than Tin Cup, where
Yeah.
it's
it
focused
handled
oh,
it
yeah.
handled much better.
Well,
Yeah.
well, this movie, at least the characters are not, like, unbelievably boring and stupid.
on. That is true, yes.
They're just
Yeah,
kind of
like, the
they're just kind of
romance-
weird, which is better than an asshole.
The romance aspects were like done fine, and the sports parts were actually kind of engaging. So, props to the film.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Don't know how to recommend it, but I guess if you're like into movies that win a lot of awards, you can watch this.
I don't know. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
I would call it fine.
Yeah, overall.
So I don't know.
I mean, my end didn't fall asleep, so.
I fell asleep during sleepers, and I didn't fall asleep during
You
this
fell
one.
asleep during sleepers. How
Sleepers.
appropriate.
Uh,
The movie turned you into a sleeper. Ha 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 ha.
Actually, that is a nice segue. So, what do you guys think of 1996?
It sucked.
Yeah.
Overall, not good.
96 was terrible.
The only two movies that we actually, I guess, kind of enjoyed were. Well, this actually was just a fine movie. 101 Dalmatians!
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think,
no. 101 Dalmatians was like the best movie of the year, and
Yeah.
you know, I expected it to be like fine, but the fact that I thought, you know, if you told me, hey, the best movie you'll see came out in 1996 is 101 Dalmatians, I'd be like, oh, you're fucking stupid. But like, no, it is. It's weird.
Like, I was telling these guys earlier that a lot of the movies this year for some reason were really long too,
Yeah. I don't know
which
why.
made it worse
Or
because
not
I don't
even,
think
like- I mean, they were long, but then also just feeling long.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't think there was a single long movie we enjoyed for this
No.
year.
The only appropriately paced movies were 101 Dalmatians and Broken Arrow.
Pretty
And Broken
much.
Arrow we were kind of like mixed about mostly.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like everything else. But yeah, I would say Jerry Maguire, it was a little bit long.
It's a little bit long, but
It's
it's
not
not,
like-
like
yeah.
too much longer
It's
than it
not
should be.
like dragging through the dirt. long,
Right.
though.
Like I would
Yeah.
say Jerry Maguire, The Rock, Independence Day were like a bit too long.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
like not by that much, like maybe 15 minutes too long.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then, well, I guess, was Twister really that? I don't know. It was just dumb. All of it was just dumb. so
Twister
it's
was
like-
hilarious.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
okay. But
The
yeah,
only thing good about Twister was the opening sequence.
Yeah, and the effects were good.
yeah, except that
That's
one
it.
explosion.
Yeah, that one explosion.
But yeah, so the year started off with a pile of shit in Bed of Roses.
It's
I guess
also
it
the
ended
first year,
mostly good.
Yeah.
the first year so far that had 2 Sora treatments too.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And they were both
Hopefully that
very
doesn't happen.
similar movies too.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bed of Roses started shit. Then Broken Arrow, I thought at least was enjoyably dumb, but it was pretty dumb.
It was pretty dumb.
Birdcage wasn't terrible. It was mostly just like I forgot his name. The one guy
Yeah, that
who
one.
was
the
just
one guy.
too much.
Yeah.
Primal
Had,
Fear.
like, several breakdowns.
Yeah, that was just too much to see. Primal Fear, we've said this a couple times about how, like, a third of it's great, a third of it's okay, and a third of it's a complete waste of time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Twister, ridiculously dumb. The Rock, okay, I kind of, like, unironically like The Rock, but I don't, it's not because it's, like, a great movie, it's just, like, for a dumb action movie, like, it's enjoyable, I think. So it's just, I think, and then we kind of talked, you've heard us talk about this stuff already.
Yeah.
So it's-
Yeah.
for a dumb
Hopefully.
action movie, it's fine. Do you like dumb action movies? So, and then Independence Day, kind of similar, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much
slightly different.
Okay.
People thinking different things. Tin Cup was terrible.
Aliens.
First Wives Club was terrible. Sleepers was so long, it never
my
ended. And then One of the Temptations was legitimately good, and Jerry Maguire was okay.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
you have like one film that we're willing to say was a legitimately like good film as like that was good, right?
Yeah.
Which
There's
is
a
why I
couple-
Definitely
want
watch
to-
101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, there's a couple that are like fine, and then everything else is like bad to shit.
So basically, 101 Dalmatians will be the saving grace film.
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty
much.
much.
Everything else, yeah, like looking at everything else, I wouldn't watch anything else of this again.
No.
Okay, maybe if I'm like in a really weird mood, I might watch Broken Arrow with somebody. Just as like just like yo, watch this dumb
Just watch
shit.
John Travolta.
Yeah,
For that.
but that's really sad when like Broken Arrow is one of the highlights of the year.
I know, right?
That's what we were saying. We're like the fact that like Independence Day is like the second or third best movie of the year is like really bad.
96 was just not such a great year.
No,
No.
95 was so much better.
Yeah, 95 has been the best year so far.
Yeah.
94, 94 at least had 2 good movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started off great, and then it just
Ended
kind of
horribly.
yeah.
It got. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So we have
Okay.
97 coming up next.
There will be some interesting things with 97. Just
Yes.
starting off.
Yeah, so, well, I guess we'll talk about that when we get to that. But there is a couple films in here for 97. Well, there is that film at the end of the year.
Oh,
That-
oh no.
Yeah, that's gonna be...
Oh no.
Basically, it's your one hint is that it's really long. I think it's
Let's see
the
who falls asleep.
I think it's the
in what-
4th longest film out of any of the ones we're watching.
I think.
Oh
it is-
yeah.
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 It's over 3 hours. So, yeah.
It
Let's
needed
see.
2 VCR tapes.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see when we fall asleep.
Yeah. Then there's one film. Let's see. There's one film I have seen, and I know that will be enjoyable.
Oh yeah, yeah, that
and,
one.
And then there's 2 films that are different. And so we'll
yeah.
see how that works, and we'll see how the rest of the year. I'm looking at what we got. I hope that I would think that there wouldn't be as many like terrible films.
Yeah.
I think
Right,
97 will probably
96.
be like an average kind of year.
Yeah, I think
think so.
97. Again, if I were to guess, it's gonna be kind of like not as good as 95, but getting there, kind of.
Yeah,
It'll be solid.
overall,
Yeah.
okay.
Overall, probably be okay. Whereas 96 was bad.
Too many long films.
Yes.
hopefully nothing gets worse than 96.
Well, we'll see. Oh, we'll see.
Well, that's the recap.
Yay.
Bye.
We'll see you in 97.
Well, not really. Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Just a disclaimer. Kind of. Just wait. Promise, it'll be good. It'll be good.
Oh, I need to go to bed.
Same.
Me too. Me too.
Okay.
Oh god, 2 long movies. Ugh.
Yes.
Let's not do that again.
No.
God.